Hey guys, welcome to Traditional Bow Hunting Wilderness Podcast. This is Jason Samkoviak, and today we're going to answer a question that I get asked all the time, and that is where to set up at in the trees, how to pick what tree, where to be in that tree with your stand. And we're going to cover it today. We're going to talk about it because this is one thing I got down to a science. I get picked off in a tree once every 3 years. I mean, I very seldom ever get busted in a tree, and I'm very proud of my skills at picking those right spots for it. And so I'm going to kind of break it down and show it to you a little bit here. And keep in mind, I only carry 3 sticks with me. So a lot of times, this year, 2020, every deer I killed this year was below 10 feet in a tree. I was not up any higher than 10 feet. So, but it's interesting to talk about the cover, how to pick the trees, where to think about them. So we're going to break it all down here for you and cover that. So we're going to wander around a little bit here. We're at my yard, basically. But let's take a look here and see at some of these things we got. And we're just going to take a big loop around and cover some trees. But let's look at like this pine tree here, for example. We got this pine right here. Now, what a lot of people will do is they'll come up and they'll set on here, right here, where they got the cover above them because they think that that's an important place to be. Me, personally, I would actually put my stand just above this whole bush, this whole branch setup right there. I'd have my platform almost resting right on there and have my body up above it right there. But as you can see from this angle, which is where as traditional bow hunters we're planning on killing deer, is in here, you know, somewhere in there, like right now, probably 10 yards. But even at 15 yards, you can see that if my body is right above those branches, I am buried in there. And you can't see me. If I'm down here using it as top cover, I'm going to stick out like a sore thumb. If I'm right up above those in that gap, I'm good. If I go higher and I get up here, I'm exposed and sticking out pretty well. If I'm right in there, I'm in a safe spot. So that's one example there. These right here, we have oaks. The beauty of oaks, you can see it is December here. Look around. Look at all my trees. There are no leaves on any trees except for the oaks. Oaks hold their leaves way later in the year. They basically just stay there till they die and fall down later. But look at here, same scenario. So in this oak tree right here, I would do the same thing. Many people would set up right below that, hoping that, oh, I got cover above me. That's important. Yes, it is, but it'd be more important for me to be right above those branches, right there, nested in there where they can't see me. Can I shoot out all that? Oh, yeah, all day long. I got plenty of shooting in there. But that's where I would be on that tree, is literally right up there, right above that, tucked into that spot right there where I have all that good cover in there. But the beauty of the oaks is they have the leaves. Look at them. They still got leaves on them everywhere. So you find those. Those are key, especially in the Midwestern states. Look at here too. Same kind of thing. You know, you could go up there and hunt from there where people would want to hunt from if they want to be up there 18, 20 feet. They want to get up there. That's fine. Me, I would not be up there. I would be right in there, tucked into all this stuff, just peeking out above it, shooting out of there. So that's kind of my plan here for that stuff if we keep working. Now looking at these here, you got just bare pines right here like this. Okay, would I set up in these? Not if I could avoid it, I would avoid it. I would not want to set up in that because I don't have any cover. But if I did, how would I do it? Well, a lot of people would say, well, I'd set up right here so that I can shoot out this way. If you set up right there, you will be sticking out like a sore thumb. You will have a little cover right there from that tree for anything this way. But as those deer, if they come in from behind you around, you're going to start sticking out and off of that tree, and you are going to be exposed in a stand, in a saddle, I don't care what you're in, you're going to start getting pinned. If you were to set your stand on the back side here, on a 45-degree angle so you can shoot out this way and shoot out that way, basically only giving up this one direct spot right here, you are now hidden in there much better and tucked in there better with concealment. So that's how I would set up for something like that. So you got to kind of pick and choose these, and you want to pick them from the ground and know if your setup can get you into those spots. You don't know if they're capable of it. Another example right here. So if we just walk over here, say I was coming in to hunt this spot, looking at this pine right here, you can see exactly what I'm going to do. Whoop, got killer dogs running around. But my stand would be right above, right there, and that would be where my body would be, tucked in there perfectly well hidden. Same with this oak right here next to it. You got this oak, same thing. Do I have the capability of getting way up there? Yes, I do, but I would stop right there and be nested. I want those branches either right below me or even at like knee height is where I want them. You know, that's where the cover comes from. if you look at that, even that little bitty skinny oak, that will give you good cover. You'll be basically nested right in that pocket. Right here is where your body will be at, tucked in tight to the bottom and right in there. So that's kind of how I like to set up in these spots. I'd rather have that cover on there. Now, you don't always find it, but if you can, that much better for you. Now, looking around here, we'll pause this while I find another. Now, here's a good scenario. Let's look at this tree right here, this pine, sitting out here in the middle of all this open area, nothing else around there like that, just kind of floating out there. Now, a lot of people would say, well, I wouldn't hunt that because I'd just be exposed out here. If anything that walks by is going to see me glowing out there, it's going to be perfect. You are correct. It is a very tough tree to hunt. The advantage to this, I use these all the time, is the fact that it has this small pine that you can see right here growing next to it. Now, what I would do is take this little pine that is right here. I would climb this tree up to about right into this spot here, you know, halfway up that right there. I'd only be that's probably 13 feet, 14 feet. I'd be right there. And then I would take my lineman belt after I'm set up and I would I would wrap around that pine tree and I would pull this pine tree right in tight to me. So I have all that pine right next to me for good cover. And I would take that and pull it in to conceal me. And that gives you good options as well too. You'd be amazed how much difference that'll make if you grab this little pine and snug it right into you to provide that cover for you. So it's another great thing that you can do in there. And there's a lot of scenarios where that comes in very handy. I probably have other ones around here as I'm looking that I can show you, and we will keep searching. Okay, another perfect scenario. Let's look at this little split trunk right here, this oak right here. I'll zoom in a little tighter on it. But so like if we look at this, and we think about this, okay, so if we wanted to go 16, 18 feet up, we're going to be right in here. Okay, see that gap there? See how well you're going to stick out? I mean, that's not that big of a tree. You're going to be, even though you're between, you got this one there, a little bit of cover there, you're going to be really exposed up there. You're going to be pretty well noticed. If you drop it down to, say, 10 feet, and hit this thick area right here where all those leaves are and do what I said and settle in right above all of this stuff here, you're nestled in there really well and nothing is going to find you. Yes, you gave up 5 feet or 8 feet to be there, but you are going to be in much better condition in a tree like that. Okay, so you take those and use them to your advantages. As we wander around out here, and look at this one right here, okay? Look at how perfect that is with that pine right here. Let me get around this blow down here so I can kind of change the angle up for you. But looking at this, you get up into this tree right here with those pines, you obviously got good cover. That's a no-brainer kind of thing. But what if you were to hunt and say you were going to be expecting a deer to travel through here where I am, and you were going to hunt this tree, that oak right there, or this dead one right here, either one of these. Let's zoom out a little bit here so you can see them. Are you going to go up here where everybody else is, get up this high, or what are you going to do? Are you going to be there or there? You could be. Me personally, I would choose to be down in this tree, and I would have my platform about right there, so my body is hidden behind these pines and tucked in, even though I would only be about probably 8 feet up. That would be where I would actually have my stand at, so I have that cover. If I'm up there, I'm exposed. If I'm up there, I'm exposed. But down here, I'm not exposed. I am safe. Same thing if you look at over here. Here's another one. Look at that dead one right there. If that was the only thing there and I had to hunt out of that tree, I'm not going up there where I'm going to be exposed. I'm going to be right down in here where I have that cover from those pines to protect me. So using that stuff to your advantage is huge. There's another scenario of that right here. And you see this oak right here, okay? Well, people are like, okay, well, if that's the tree they got to hunt, they're going to go up here. They're going to feel that they're safe up there, and they're going to hunt from it. Not me. I'm coming back down to this high, throwing my lineman belt around this pine, grabbing this pine and yanking it in tight so that pine tree now is going to go right there to it and cover me, and I'm going to be set up right there. And that's going to give me the protection. See, the thing a lot of people don't understand, let's blow down stuff here, but is that everybody says, well, you got to have back cover. Back cover is very important. There's no doubt about it. But when you start hunting whitetails and you start learning it, you don't always have back cover. Okay, you're in swamps, you're on the edge of marshes, you don't always have the luxury of back cover. A lot of times, especially in the late season, this is what your back cover looks like. Okay, so there's not a lot of back cover to what you're doing. Well, I'll never hunt those kind of places. I don't do that. Whatever, okay? But the rest of us that do hunt these kind of places, it's not like every single opportunity we have is going to have the back cover you want. All of these, no matter where you're looking here, there is a lot of open, non-back cover stuff. That doesn't mean these aren't huntable places. You get into some of these things like this transition right here where these pines are, and you have all this thick pine right here that I'm walking next to and runs right up through here, if this is an open area like this and an open area on the other side and you have this thick pine transition through here, this could be an absolute gold mine funnel right in here in a lot of spots. But again, zero back cover anywhere through here in the trees. Use these things to your advantage, like I'm talking about, will keep you safe and keep you from getting busted in these kind of places. Because I'll tell you what, if you're not hunting places like this because you're like, oh, there's no back cover in these trees, I'll be picked out and busted. You're right, you will. If you climb that tree and set right there, you're busted. You climb that tree and set right there, you're busted. You climb that tree that comes up right here, goes up right here, and you get tucked into that spot, you're busted. Go into that spot right there, you're not busted. Come into here, like I just showed you with this one, and come into here. If that's deer walking through right here, and they're coming right along this way like I am, let's zoom it out so you can see here. But if I'm a deer and I'm walking through this right here along the edge of these pines, and you're set right here, you know, you might only be 7-8 feet up, but I have no idea that you're actually there, and you're going to be able to shoot right over top of that and kill me right here. Same with that tree right there. Get up right, instead of being up there where I'm going to pick you out like a sore thumb, right here where I can get where I won't know you're there. That's the best way to be. Now here's a practice stand I had. I actually used to have a 3D range that went right down through here. This was actually a 3D setup. I had 5 targets through here. If you watch some of my earlier videos from way back in the day, you'll remember when it was set up there. Well, I have a stand here in that tree. Now, if we were hunting it like a lot of people and they went up there like that and we're shooting it from there, say you want to be 20 feet high, look at how exposed you are. Do you see the stand in there? Do you see where it is? Right there. See it? Tucked in there nice and tight with this pine coming right up in there. I practice like I hunt. You can see it there now. See how that is tucked in there? You can see how long it's been. Look at that. It's actually sucked right into the tree. The tree now owns that stand. That chain is buried in. It's been there forever. But that is one of my practice stands when I had this 3D setup. But see how that pine tree is right there giving me that cover? So that deer, if they were to walk by here and look at that, they have no idea I'm there. But keep a note of above it if I were to go up a little higher. Now that stand right there is at about 15, 16 feet. Imagine if I was up another few feet higher, how I'd be sticking out like a sore thumb. But right there, they have no idea that I'm there. They cannot see me from any kind of angle. Doesn't matter where I go. I have the absolute best cover possible there in that scenario because of that little pine tree that's right there. You can still see it as I'm walking here. I'm coming around. Even for back cover aspect, look at how that little pine is helping save me there. Okay, see how it's giving me that cover behind me? It's helping me. So that is an important factor to keep that kind of stuff in mind. All right, one more scenario. Let's look at this little oak right here. Let's actually walk over here for a second. Let me show you this. Look at this little bitty oak tree we have right here, skylined out in the open. You can see how small this tree is. Okay, let's look at this little dude. Now, if we back up on here and we're thinking about hunting that tree, let's look at it from this perspective. Okay, people would be like, you bumped your head. There's no way you're going to be able to hunt that good. That is not true. I would climb this tree right up until, so we start here, we go up, and I would have my stand right here at the bottom of this, just below that branch. Okay, I would have my stand just below that branch so that that branch coming out is about probably just, between shin and knee high, and my body would be just above it. Look at the cover I actually have there because of this one little oak branch with those leaves on it, and then the one here. So as those deer walk by and they come through here by that tree, we zoom that out, you can see that the cover, they're not going to pick me out of there because of those leaves that are on that tree right there. You can see how I'm tucked in there pretty safe, and that is what you're after. Those leaves are giving me the cover, not the tree, the leaves are. But this little bitty single oak out here in the middle of nowhere, I would hunt that all day long. These are my favorite types of trees to hunt, are either a pine tree or an oak tree. But a oak tree like this with this scrubby leaves are a gold mine setup. And I would be right there and let that give my body cover up there, having that above behind me there as well too. And I would not be sitting in that tree. I would stay standing 100% the whole time, leaning against that tree so that I was as tight, as small, object as I could be, and it'd be harder for me to see, but I would hunt that all day. Here's an oak that combines both of those features. Here you got the oak. You have all the scrub leaves and everything left on there. You have a pine tree right next to it. It doesn't get better than that. I mean, that's as pure gold mine as you can find. But you can see how it's actually incorporating two of the things I look for the most is either a pine version, some kind of pine cover or some kind of oak cover. And this one actually combines both and gives me the best of both worlds. You'd never be picked off in that tree. There's just no possible way. Shooting everywhere, absolutely perfect. Same kind of thing. I would have my stand set right in here, so that my body can, I'd have to take that limb down right there, but I'd have my stand set so that I got all this leaf cover, the pine cover right there on the back side of that. I would be tucked right into that spot right there and be completely perfect. So your height and where you set your stand is not dictated by how many sticks you carry or how high you're capable of. I promise you this. I promise you this. I don't care what anybody else tells you. Unless you're breaking that 30-foot mark or 25 feet up a tree, your wind is irrelevant whether you're at 6 feet or if you're at 16 feet. There's no difference. You're basically, what I'm trying to get at is climb to cover. Okay, forget trying to climb past wind. Forget always trying to get as high as you can possibly get. Climb until you have cover. Again, we're back at square one. Look at that scenario there. Okay, if you're up there, you're busted. If you're here, you're safe. Okay, climb until you have cover. Once you've hit cover and you have the right spot, you're good to go. Look at this tree right here. Another scenario, okay? Look at this pine. On this pine, hang on, is that FedEx coming? Somebody coming, we'll be back. Okay, back again. So, but like I said, if you're going here, say you were set up here, saddle and leaning out this way, or stand, whatever, I don't care. You are busted. That's not a good place to be. The better place to be is here, where you have that cover. Climb till you have cover. Being nested in this spot right here between this branches there and these branches here, and having your stand platform right in the bottom of that so that your body's right here, that is the place to be. Yeah, granted, it's only, what is that? That's like probably, I'm going to say 10 feet, 9 feet. You know, you can see right here at these branches, but having your stand set up right above these right here is going to be the cover you're looking for. It's not about the height. It is about the cover that you can get. That's what I'm trying to get through to your head, is that, you know, that's how you don't get busted. You can't, you can climb, you could be on this tree right here and climb all the way up to there. You'll still get busted. They're going to see you up there. Okay, don't kid yourself. Find the cover. When you have the cover, you know you're in a good scenario. Now looking at this one, let's look at this oak. This oak, I don't have enough stick height. I don't have enough with my 3 sticks to be able to get me up there. Okay, I can't get up above that one. So in this scenario though, I got these leaves hanging out over here. I got that right there. I would take myself up as high as I can to get into this pocket right here and use that pocket to my advantage. These branches here, this overhead, these branches here, I would have my stand there and my body tucked right into that spot right there, and I would be pretty well concealed. It's all about trying to find those spots in the tree that you're gonna not be seen at. Okay, I know there's a lot of people that say, like I said, back cover is important if you can get it, but it is not always an option. You climb to cover. I cannot say it any better. Climb until you have the cover. If that's shallow, stay shallow. Here's that other tree we were just at too. You can see it right here. Much better to be right in here than it is to be up there. I promise you. This up here not going to help you as much as this will using this cover, this leaf cover that's on here. That is where your protection factor is, and learn how to identify that. Getting set up right above this, right in here, so that your stands here and your body's right in there. That is going to be your best bet. So hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you got a little bit out of it, and hopefully it helps keep you from getting busted. Like I said, you would be amazed some of the trees that I have been in. If you follow my social media stuff, you've seen some. I've shown you some of these trees are not much bigger than the size of my thumb, you know, seems like, and I never get busted in them. It's because of these tactics. It's finding the right cover in that tree and setting up in it. So thanks for watching. All right, bye.